You know, one of the most dangerous men that you can ever meet, the most deadliest man, unfortunately, it is the one of the most desired men that you actually want. This type of man is the man that most women actually say that they want. When you ask a woman what she wants, what type of man she wants an intellectual man. See, women love a man who can speak well, speak clearly. And oftentimes, the man who can speak so good, that intellectual man sometimes end up not saying a damn thing of meaning. He uses his words to distract you. He uses his words to bring promises and to comfort you. His words are being used to motivate you, but yet his actions and his meaning behind it are different. See, sometimes you ask him a question and he knows what to say, how to say it, when to say it. And it makes you feel good because you're hearing something. See, woman, what you hear sometimes is your demise. So what goes through your ears sometimes is bigger than what you see. You use your ears because, you know, some of you call yourselves sapiosexuals and this, and you like to converse and you like big words and you like to hear a man speak and communicate because you think communication is based on words. See, sometimes the truth is a man who doesn't say much says a lot more than a man who actually learns how to use his words and who says a lot. A man who doesn't say much will say a lot more. See, women fall for this oftentimes. The man who is a conversationalist, who can hold conversations, who can speak. I mean, look at, when you think about it, look at politicians or pastors or people of that career field. You realize a lot of times they use a lot of words, but their words is far from the truth. They paint a beautiful picture. And oftentimes you are disappointed. Sometimes you are so caught up in what they are saying and how they are saying it and how it makes you feel that you're not seeing the truth. You know, I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and I told her, I said, listen, if you want to know the truth, just text him something. Send him a message. Tell him exactly what I tell you to tell him and see what he says back. And the truth was, the way how he responded was beautiful. The perfect words at the perfect time. And I think she was even feeling better. But I said, listen, look at the words. Did he make plans to see you? Nope. Did he make plans to do better? Nope. Did he say when he is coming? Nope. But what he says sounds so thoughtful that it distracted you from the end result. It distracted you from the goal. Listen, I'm telling you, you want this intellectual man, but it comes with his own territory. These men are rehearsing their lines. They are practicing on different people. They know how to speak and put words together. They know when you feel like this, say this. When you say this to them. When you ask for this, say this instead. When you tell them what you want, they know what to say. When you feeling this, they know exactly what to say because that's their gift. You see, but the gift of gab works both ways. It can cut you sometimes, so it cuts you deep. And it can create beautiful pictures. But don't forget, there's one thing. Those pictures that those words form in your mind, those images are your images. They're helping you form the images, but your images. And oftentimes you get so disappointed with your own images. And so you keep repeating, I want a man who can communicate. Sometimes the communication is silence. Sometimes the communication is fewer words. I'm telling you, when a person using all those words, a lot of times, those words don't mean nothing. A person who uses so many words sometimes are not saying anything. They're not saying nothing of value. The man who says less sometimes says a lot more. Or the woman who says less sometimes says a lot more. Like, look at you when you are ready to go, when you are, in your feelings, when you are in that space where you are done and tired. See how your silence speak? But every time you use your words, they don't listen. Because sometimes, but again, this is your dangerous thing. The most dangerous thing that you look for in a man. You want a man who's intellectual. I hear women say this all the time. Intellect, intellect, intellect. Some people study. Some people talk to so many people. I remember when I was younger, I learned how to speak to women. I learned the codes of what they wanted to hear. And I know what to say. So no matter how far you take the conversation, I could go with you. And no matter how far away you left when you was done and tired, I could bring you back with my words. I can say the right things. I know exactly what you wanted to hear based on how you converse with me. The words that you use, your moods that you were in, I know exactly what you wanted to hear to bring you back to me. And even though the words meant nothing to me because I was just using them just to use words, just to speak, just to give you what you want. But it's what you like, so I keep using it. You know, what you like is what I keep using. You love, you love an intellectual man, a man who can converse. Or as many people say, conversate. You love a man who can converse. And so I give you what you love. But just because I can converse well doesn't mean that I mean what I'm saying. And some of you don't understand that. So that man that you are drawn to, who can converse to you in ways that no other man can, a lot of times, what do you end up with? Look and see in the past. The men who can conversate in deep levels, sometimes you don't end up with nothing at all. And it's not on deep levels. It's not deep at all. It's shallow. They're just using a lot of words to distract you from what they are trying to say. And some of you all just don't catch on. You're not catching on. You're not catching on at all. So I'm saying, be careful what you ask for. You might just get it. Understand that everything works both ways. Everything is a duality. A man who can speak sometimes is a man who lacks action and learns just how to speak because they don't know how to have both sides of communication, which is actions and words. And sometimes a man with actions sometimes don't speak much. They know how to do it. I was talking to a guy today. He said, listen, all she wanted to know was hear all the time. She wanted to hear all the time. I love her. But I showed her. I was consistent. I was doing everything she asked. But now that I know that she wanted to hear it, I probably should have done more by saying it. Sometimes the men of action don't really speak much. I know sometimes you all have relationships and partners and husbands who don't say much, but they're doing everything that you ever ask. Sometimes you have to weigh your options. I know you like to talk. Find friends that love to talk. You don't have to, all the talking stuff is useless. Sometimes it really is. Man, listen, you see that awkward person? Like when you're dating that awkward person, that corny person, that's the ones, man. That's the ones who don't rehearse those lines. That's the ones who don't have all these friends and people that they talk to on the side and on social media. They're awkward for a reason. Because they're not into all those words. They're not into all those explaining and excuses. Because I'm one who uses a lot of words, uses a lot of excuses too. I'm not saying everybody does. And I'm not saying everybody who has a big intellect don't know what they are doing or are lacking the action behavior. I mean, in the action department. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you got to be careful. Learn to interpret people's silence. Learn to interpret people's presence, their body language, their eye contact. Learn to interpret. Learn your person. And so you will understand that they don't have to be saying all these damn things every single minute. Sometimes the best relationships, people are quiet most of the times. In real relationship, people ain't all this talking and yap, 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 yap. People are just peaceful and quiet, sitting on the couch, chilling. They laying down, or he reading, she watching her phone, he's doing something. Most relationships that are very healthy, all the damn intellect and all the words don't mean a damn thing. What means something is a soul connection. I think you are just looking for these excuses just to, because you already have in your heart that you're single and you're going to be single. So it's something else that you want to use as an excuse. Then when the person comes with them beautiful words, you get lost in them. Don't get lost in words. Don't get lost in words. It doesn't work out. It doesn't help. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I hope you guys get it. The most important thing that you want sometimes is the thing that it beats you up most of the time. So, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know in the comments what's your experience. All right, you all be blessed. I will see you guys later. Peace.